How to make sure you finish the year with less fat and more muscle.
When you look at the year as a view, it's kind of like you end up spending 18 to 20 weeks of the year trying to diet at various times, and then you spend the remaining 32 weeks of the year in either a bulk or I'll start again next week, or I'm on holiday, fuck it, it's Christmas, fuck it. And then when you look at that as a percentage, it's like, well, you can see why over the years then excess weight is gained and gained and gained, and you feel like you're training all the time, you feel like you're trying to eat well, you're trying to do all the right things, but you're not quite seeing the results that you would like to see.
Right. So how should we do it?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I've got a clue.
Neither do I. That's the end of the episode.
I was hoping you were going to tell me.
Phase 1, commit to fat loss. You go Jan till April, you use that period of time to get your head down and shift a big chunk of weight. Like, really commit to it. If you do this part properly, you are not going to have to diet for a long time.
Phase 2, going into a bit of a muscle building strength phase from sort of May towards the summer. Now,
8 o'clock in the morning, I'll have fish and a rice cake.
How to make sure you finish the year with less fat and more muscle.
welcome back. Fish and a rice cake. I'm Jake. He's Jake. Back to chat more about how you can build more muscle, lose body fat, generally just get yourself into better shape. I'll say in 2026, but doesn't really matter what year it is.
General, really.
And occasionally chatting about how we've built our coaching business, what we've done, how we coach, all that jazz. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's a good start to the year. That's the first one of this is the first episode of 2026.
It is.
Yeah.
And we actually nailed it.
And we've nailed it.
Nailed the
yeah,
intros.
Yeah. We've got to the point now, editing these back every time we do it right, we make a point of saying that we've done it right.
It just shows how many times we get it wrong.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, how's things? Happy
Good.
New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
I feel like I've said that like 700 times already.
Yeah.
But, and it's
what's the statute of limitations on saying Happy New Year? Because it's the 12th of January for full transparency today, and it feels far too late to say it.
I think it depends if it's the first time you're chatting to that person
Well,
and
we
it's
speak
still
every
in
day.
January,
Yeah.
then you can kind of say Happy New Year. That's my personal thoughts.
Well, then we should have planned better because we had an episode come out already in the New Year and we didn't say Happy New Year on it.
Oh.
And we speak to each other every day, so we don't need to say
Well,
it.
we felt it then.
Yeah. Actually, we take it back.
Yeah.
Not Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. I hope it's got off to a shit start. How are you? You did some adult PE lesson or something at the weekend?
Certainly
What was
did.
it? Like
yeah,
box
high
day?
rocks
High rocks,
simulation.
that's it.
You've got like a spoon and egg race.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
You've got like
the sack race.
the
where you
sack
got
race
along.
as well. Yeah.
The skipping rope bit. You got.
The skipping rope. Yeah.
Thought so. Are you tired? How was
Very
it?
tired, very tired. It's
Yeah.
that spoon and egg race, mate.
Do you get given like a juice box and like some raisins?
You get like a little fruit shoot at the end.
Yeah.
With like a little,
participation trophy.
just with a little chocolate bar. It just says like "well done." It's got a
Yeah.
picture of like Peppa Pig on the side.
Yeah. You're such a big boy.
Yeah. And a badge. You get a badge on the way up. No, it was tough, mate, to be honest. Do you know what? I think we've had this chat the last time I did it, and high rocks is by no means my primary focus. So like I could obviously be a lot better prepared for this stuff. Like my priority is always going to be around the aesthetic side of things. But one of my clients has kind of wrote me into doing doubles in Manchester in a couple of weeks. We did a simulation at the weekend, which is a full thing.
Right, we're going to ask what the hell a sim is.
It's a full thing, but because it's very difficult to do a full simulation in an open gym because you can't hug all the stations, have them ready whilst you're running a kilometre or whatever. So
You've also not got the adrenaline of the day that you'll have at the actual.
Yeah, no, of course. But with a simulation, so we went to a place called Red On Gym. Shout out to Red On Gym, fantastic place in Middlewich in like Cheshire, and it's the only like actual high rocks gym in the UK. So it's got like the carpets are the same as like the actual event. Like they've set it up so it is just high rocks.
That must have been busy then.
Well, you set off at certain times, so they give you time slots.
Oh,
But every time slot would have been booked up, so you pay for it.
Does everybody do a sim on the same day?
They'll do it over the course of
Because I know
2 or 3
CrossFit
days.
do something similar, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Like workouts and comps and stuff,
Yeah,
and everyone does it on the
similar
same
kind
day.
of stuff. And it'll be like our time was 9:30, but there was people setting off at 10:30. So there was like people taking off all at different times. But you do a full thing. So when you've got your run, you come in, they've got the station all like set up, ready to go. Do you know what I mean? So you don't think about anything. It's like being there on the day. And it was good. It was good. It was obviously I knew what was coming. And as much as we take the piss out of high rocks, and like we do like to take the piss out of high rocks, and most people do, but it is brutal. Like it is absolutely fucking brutal, regardless of what anyone says. It is so hard. It's not like running, like because when you're trying to run, when you've just done 80 meters of burpees, broad jumps, or you've just done the sled push and the sled pull, your heart rate is already so spiked off the back of a station. Like, it's not like running normally. You know, your legs are absolutely done.
I
So,
can imagine it is because like I've not done high rocks because I've got a life, but I have done CrossFit a couple of times just for general sessions, and like I do actually quite enjoy CrossFit when I'm doing it. But it's the same thing. Like it is hard work. Like it is really really.
oh, it's tough. Like, it is really tough. So, and it was Mark's first sim. So, we've not really done much training, to be honest with you. Like, we've done a bit of running, but apart from that, like my training in the gym has just been my normal training to build muscle. So not much has changed there. I could definitely be a lot more specific. I was going all in on it, but I don't want to do it for that reason. It's just to challenge myself every now and again, have a bit of fun. But anyway, I knew what to expect. So I say okay. I wasn't okay because it is really hard, but I knew the mental battles and the challenges that were coming. Whereas I think Mark was like, holy fuck. Like, this is way harder than what I thought it was going to be. Because he's a really good runner. Like, he's a much better runner than me. So I was expecting him to lead the runs, but he hadn't done the stations and the runs together.
Right.
And I actually ended up probably being, if anything, maybe slightly kind of more prepared for that. So maybe even a little bit better on the day when it came to the runs. So it is a look, when you do it once, you're like, oh shit, yeah, this is hard.
Well, the first time you did it afterwards, you were like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would never do a singles again.
Yeah.
Ever. Because why? It's just torture. You're paying to torture yourself. That's literally all you're doing there.
Well, some people are into that.
Yeah, well, maybe. That's, their choice. But, no, I just wouldn't do a singles. I like the idea of doubles because it's just fun. Like,
I get that because it's a bit more social.
bit more community social. Yeah, so like, and you can have a laugh about it and you can have a bit, like, have some food and drinks after and stuff. So I would always be open to doing a doubles. I just don't think I'd ever do a singles again. I just like, really, because then you do have to take lead training. Then you do have to really think about it because even at the weekend when it's really fucking hard, you're doing all of the stations completely by yourself.
So the doubles, you're doing half the work.
Doing half the work.
Well, what the fuck are you moaning about then? That's like a warm up.
Well, let's do one.
No, thank you.
Find out. Let's find out.
I'll pass. I'll pass on that. We
but
did a Murph last year, and no, was that last year? Was that last year or the year before? Ben?
The year before.
Ben was there. Was that last year or the year before?
It was not last year.
It might have been the year before.
It was the year before. It was like Jan or Feb the year before.
This is how bad you've been with YouTube.
We have been awful. Well, that was bad enough. That was bad enough.
Stop it. We're allowed to say it. You're not.
Actually, and what I did on that day, if I remember rightly, I did all the running and cardio in a pair of Vans. And we've spoken about doing a challenge today, haven't we? That's going to have a bit of cardio in it. And I've got my fucking pair of Vans on.
Yeah, but there's no running today if we do that.
That's all right then.
So
that's
fine.
good. I'm covered.
But anyway.
Right. Enough of that.
How are you going to finish the year with more muscle and less fat?
Yeah. So you sent out an email about this. It was a bit of like a blueprint for 2026. I think it got quite a bit of a good response.
It did.
Which is
get a good response.
Unusual for your emails.
Yeah.
So
must have had a few beers in me. Yeah. So essentially sent out an email, basically breaking down how I would structure my year if I wanted to finish year with less body fat and more muscle. Now, we'll caveat this at the start just by saying this is like generic, so like everybody's gonna have a different starting position.
Idealistic.
It's like an idealistic breakdown of what your year should look like, especially if you're starting the year with a little bit more body fat than maybe you want to, which most people are after Christmas. So phase one.
Well, before we go into it, shall we go through what a year tends to look like for people?
Go on then.
So we've got that point of comparison.
Yes, go on then.
Right, because I think it's important to have that.
Yeah.
So obviously, as a normal year, January tends to be a pretty good month where motivation's high, they get back on it, get yourself into the gym, start training, doing a bit of cardio, eating better, all that jazz. And then generally tends to go okay for January into February, sort of mid-Feb.
Yeah. You're riding the motivational wave.
Yeah, and then depending on the method that you've chosen to do it, mid-Feb into March comes around and then things start to get
the
a little
socials
bit
kick
boring,
back in, and
repetitive.
Easter comes around, and all that stuff, and your motivation starts to dip a little bit. Oh shit, how do I handle socials? And then, generally speaking, what I find is this is where people kind of fall off a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of people get back into that I'll start Monday approach.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of good days, couple of bad days, and it just kind of repeats itself.
Or they even go into, do you know what, I'm just going to do a bulk for now and then I'll diet for the summer.
Yeah.
So it's like January into Feb, start of the diet, motivation high, things start to drop off, they start to miss sessions, they start to miss days of tracking, they get a bit bored with their meals, whatever it is. From sort of end of Feb, March into April, that happens. They start to be less consistent. The diet stops working. They get a bit fed up, and then decide either I'm going to start again on Monday, going to start again on Monday, going to start again on Monday, and every weekend rolls around and knocks it off course. Or they just say I'm just going to go into a bulk and then I'm going to diet down for the summer.
Correct. Summer comes around.
Yeah, so what generally you'd say that's about May, June time people
Yeah.
start to diet for the summer. Again, usually about 6 weeks.
Too late. Left it way too late, but they'll try their best. Maybe they'll lose a few pounds, go into the holidays, not feeling entirely happy with how they look, not really entirely happy how the year's gone. Fuck it, it's the summer, it's holidays, it's barbecue season, etc. So people just kind of sack it off.
Yeah, yeah.
September comes around, one last push, right? I'm motivated.
Yeah, I think that's it. So they diet through May, sort of June, and July, August is pretty much just try not to do anything too crazy, but relax, enjoy your holidays, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, September.
Which is fine, by the way. We're going to show you how to do it properly.
And then September comes around, bit of extra holiday weight, want to shave it back off. Kids are back at school, nothing to distract them, don't want to spend any more money, so it's right, back on it. So September's, again, usually pretty good.
Yep.
Once the kids are back in school. September, back on the diet, eating cleaner, all that kind of jazz, training. September goes okay. October generally goes okay, like
October,
not too bad.
Until the weather starts going a bit shit.
Yeah, until the weather starts going a bit shit,
like
until
it's
you
dark.
start to get,
It's cold.
and people don't want to get out of bed for it, or they're tired after a long day at work, and because it's darker, it's a bit more effort to get to the gym or whatever. And then kind of from November onwards, if you've not got a bit of structure and the Christmas events start creeping in, the Christmas markets open up, you start sort of seeing a few more mates, work events start happening.
Yeah.
It then kind of just starts to go a bit to shit, and then December's just it's fuck it, it's Christmas.
Yeah, fuck it, it's Christmas. And then generally what happens is people then go into January, whatever it might be, either the exact same, having not achieved any fat loss, not dedicated any period of time to actually gaining muscle, so no more muscle either.
They kind of go into that from November to December, fuck it, I'll start bulking for the winter.
Yeah, and so what happens is people are often exactly the same, or generally speaking, in my opinion, maybe 2 or 3 kilograms heavier.
Yeah, yeah.
And what people then tend to do is the 2-3 kilos that they might lose in January, February, when motivation's a bit higher, they're only ever taking off the Christmas weight, November, December. So actually what people are doing year on year is just getting a little bit more out of shape.
Yeah, and it sounds really negative, but it is like when you look at the year as a view, it's kind of like you end up spending 18 to 20 weeks of the year trying to diet at various times, and then you spend the remaining 32 weeks of the year in either a bulk or I'll start again next week, or I'm on holiday, fuck it, it's Christmas, fuck it.
Correct.
And then when you look at that as a percentage, it's like, well, you can see why over the years then excess weight is gained and gained and gained, and you feel like you're training all the time, you feel like you're trying to eat well, you're trying to do all the right things, but you're not quite seeing the results that you would like to see.
Right. So how should we do it?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I've got a clue.
Neither do I. That's the end of the episode.
I was hoping you were going to tell me.
Yeah, so how we would do it, and how you should probably do it if you're watching this, is phase 1, commit to fat loss. Okay, so I mean, a lot of you will have started this already. A lot of our clients will start this. We've just taken on a bunch of new clients who'll be doing very similar things, and we will have mapped out the year in probably a pretty similar way to what we're going to talk about. So phase 1, fat loss. Now, this is just a phase to just really get your head down and commit to it, in my personal opinion, right? This is where you've got to accept that sacrifices do, unfortunately, need to be made. You will have to make difficult decisions. You will have to embrace the repetitive nature of dieting, which is, generally speaking, eating the foods which are in line with your goals, which are going to work well. High in volume, high in protein, high in fiber, all the kind of stuff that we talk about. And if you do this initial phase properly, so, and listen, again, it depends on your starting position, but let's just a general thumb, for me, I would say most people would get a good chunk of body fat off and feel much better about themselves with 12 weeks of dieting. 12 weeks not taking into consideration like general life stuff happening, so I would add on an extra 3 to 4. So really kind of gentle, against, dependent on your position, starting position, all that, April. Right, that's the way I was. You start in May, you go Jan till April. Bearing in mind that not every day you're going to be dieting, because there will be socials, because there will be illness, because there'll be things going on. But as a general thumb, you use that period of time to get your head down and shift a big chunk of weight, like really commit to it. And that's the key thing here, because if you do this part properly, you are not going to have to diet for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the key, because nobody fucking likes dieting. Shit, it's just not what you want to do. Me and Jake, fortunately, don't spend that much time dieting anymore. Like, we dip our toe in when we need to. Outside of that, it's all based around building muscle, performance, eating more, which is great. So, would you say that's about right?
Yeah. Funny you should mention that. I was thinking about this the other day as a side tangent. Obviously, since our last shoot in 2023, I kind of sat down and thought about how long I've spent dieting in that time. And in those, what is essentially now 3 years, I've done a 6-week tidy up at the start of last year. I did another 6-week tidy up when I started with my current coach. And I think I did a 10-week diet about a year after the shoot to re-tidy up. So I've done 22-ish weeks, give or take a week probably, in about 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm still tiny, so I don't know what's going on because my training's obviously not going well.
But it's relevant because you're still actually pretty lean as well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the point, isn't it? Like, again, I'm similar to you. Like, I've not counted it up, but I know I did 2 little mini cuts last year, give or take in the region of about 6 weeks, maybe 1 the year before. So similar kind of thing, about 20-ish weeks actually like focused dieting.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's all been performance maintenance, building muscle.
Yeah. Anyway, so phase 1, January to April, cut down. Phase 2, going into a bit of a muscle building strength phase from sort of May towards the summer. Now, depending on the person, we generally don't go too aggressive on the calories in this because usually people have occasions in the summer that they want to be lean for.
The reason that they've dieted down is generally speaking, for the summer.
Yeah. So we tend to go quite steady with the sort of rate of gain. So we might say at a higher end, we'll aim for 1% of body weight gain a month, which isn't a lot. And that's at a higher end if someone's really wanting to max out the amount of muscle they can build in that amount of time. So we'll then generally spend, May, June, July if we can in a gaining phase, but it depends on people's.
The way I would kind of phrase this is like it's a maintenance / gaining phase.
Yeah.
Like the goal here for me throughout this period of time is, and this is the same for me, is to enjoy a bit more of life, what life's got to offer. Like, so you go on your holidays, you enjoy some of your barbecues, you go to some of your music festivals. You know, it's a social time of year. Obviously, you're going to be consuming more calories as a byproduct of these things. So it's also a time here where you can embrace a little bit more kind of focus around performance, getting strong, building some muscle tissue. But it isn't, for me, it isn't like a proper gaining phase. This is like almost easing you into a gaining phase from a training perspective, whilst also making sure we don't let condition go from the fat loss phase.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sat somewhere in the middle. And it's easier said than done. Like, that's the first thing. Most people sack off the accountability straight after a diet, and it's just silly because this part is actually way harder than the diet itself, I personally think. And I've seen that with my own clients and people that I know. So, I mean, and the dates can change here depending on you as a person, but if you can do this, if you can hang on to like still remaining relatively lean, enjoy the summer, get a bit stronger, add a bit of muscle tissue, add a little bit of weight. You're going to add some weight, like that's part of the course. It's going to happen, but keep it relatively constrained.
Yeah.
If you can get through this period, big if, right? Capital if, you should then be in a position where you don't have to diet post-summer.
Yes.
Maybe a quick tidy up, like I'm talking like 2 or 3 weeks, just
maybe, but yeah, ideally you would, like you said, you would almost diet break through the summer,
correct.
And then the excess calories would come from the events and the socials, and then you come out the summer in a good enough position to still be happy with how you're looking to be lean, and then you would start the proper gaining phase. So then you would say, okay, September, October, I'm gonna just go for a full gaining phase. Again, depending on how lean you are, maybe November as well.
Yeah.
The only caveat to that is sometimes we will pull people back down in November into a small diet to give them a wiggle room for Christmas to be able to enjoy Christmas. But again, it just depends on where you're at. But I think generally it's at phase 1, cut down, January to April, diet down. May to literally September is then a sort of performance, maintenance, strength phase, muscle building phase, however you want to navigate that. And then from September, October, November, you're going into a bigger gaining phase. I'd still say that would be the case in December, but again, by the same token as what we did in summer, you might pull your calories down a little bit through December to account for.
I think it depends on the person, doesn't it? But like, if you do it properly, like in my opinion, you should be able to just fly through the winter just gaining, like, you know, and like utilize the additional calories at Christmas just to put towards that. And then, even then, like if you've done all this properly by the end of the year, if you think about it, let's use a 90 kilogram guy as just an example. So if we're looking for like 1% loss per week as an average in a fat loss phase, let's say you do genuinely spend like 12 of those weeks dieting, okay, you're going to be 10, 12 kilos lighter. You maintain that throughout the course of the summer. You then gain 3 or 4 kilos through the winter. You're finishing the year with considerably less body fat, more muscle tissue, and probably still like pretty damn lean as well if you've done your job properly. And then what this does is it means that going forwards, you don't have to do the diet in January to Feb, March, April. You can actually just carry on gaining through these months.
You could. Or you could just do a January, Feb and then go straight back into a gain.
Correct, yeah. Right? And it's like, it just opens up your doors. Opens up your doors?
Opens up the door.
Opens up multiple doors, really.
Multiple doors.
Yeah.
Doors.
Doors. for you to do different things. And the world is your oyster, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that is how you should do it. And that's how we would do it.
And then you announce you're going for your pro card. You make an Instagram page. You start selling random meal plans. And the job's a good one, really. That's it.
Move to Dubai.
That's yeah. And that's it. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Hopefully that was useful.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we're going to plug something because we never do this. If you want to actually get started with this stuff properly, we do have 6 weeks free coaching.
We do.
It's a challenge, really. But
Even I didn't know what you were going to plug there.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We do. Soft to shredded.
Soft to Shredded, it's called, and it will give you. It's basically a kickstart for your fat loss, right? So it's going to give you macros, steps, targets, nutrition, training plans, everything you need to really start cracking on with fat loss right away in January, February, whenever you are listening to this. Okay, so link in the description below. Go and download it.
You'll get adjustments every week just to add it on. You'll also get every week a video from one of us just chatting about what to expect that week, how to get the most out of it. You'll also get a link to a vlog of us two doing the challenge ourselves and just taking you through how we found it from weeks 1 through 6. So it's pretty good. Took us a long time to do.
Took us a long time to put
A long
together.
time to do.
And it is completely free.
Yeah.
Literally.
So yeah, link below, and we'll leave it there for the first episode. That's not a bad episode for the first one of the new year. Yeah.
It was all right.
If we do every single one like that, we might get 100 listeners by the end of the year.
Possibly.
Guess how many we had for our episode last week when it came up this morning? This is going to be very childish.
How many?
69. And yes, I did screenshot it, and I'm going to put it on my story at some point today
So amateur.
because I'm still a child. All right,
guys.
see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.